Greetings, Marsh here, and welcome to episode 30 of my modded Factorio playthrough. In this episode, we're going to work on getting the intermediate items we need onto the bus. Enjoy! Specifically, the iron gear wheels, the steel gear wheels, and probably the motors as well. Where do they hide those? Yeah, there we go, intermediates. Well, to hell mod as always. So we make the motor. Let's just say 1 for now. Or let's do 10. Then change it. I thought the recipe used to require the engines. Maybe they changed that, or I just forgot. But it doesn't require that anymore, so actually, that makes things a little easier. Just wire in the gear wheels. However, the gears we can put on the belt, since they are a more compact form of iron. But we should produce the copper cables. Okay, so it's basically a 1-to-1 ratio here. And this is clearly too much. That is not enough. How about 4? Well, that maxes it out. We'll check it again in a bit. But let's do single cylinder engines now. Let's just do 4. Tool belt. My inventory is a tiny bit bigger now. Well, there's lots of quality of life things in here. The inserter capacity bonus would be pretty convenient. I mean, that alongside the fast inserters means we won't have inserter problems anymore at the speeds we run at. Ooh, circuit network. Ooh, steel furnaces. We don't use much of them anymore, but we're still using them on stone. So much goodness. Do the steel axe. So bam, another 100% speed increase. And looks like we can get a whole nother 100%. Wow, that's going to be nuts. Well, went through the effort of building all of this, so we might as well put it to use. As long as it's not completely draining our factory, we might as well put it to use while we get other things built. So 4 seems pretty good again. So we need those steel wheels. Those are going to be very straightforward to produce. It's actually a 1-to-1 ratio. Well, in that case, I don't necessarily see the need for making them right now. They do go into a whole lot of things, though. I don't want to needlessly put things on the belt if I don't have to. However, is there a better way of making those wheels? Doesn't seem like it. So despite it being an easy thing to produce, I think I will make them and put them on a bus. Let's just calculate this while we're here, just to get an idea for how much iron this is all going to take. So you can see this is going to take way too much. So just the one machine is probably going to be good enough for our needs. Now we need to make the standard wheels. So we need 6 machines. So all in all, this setup is going to use more than twice as much as we have available. So it's probably too many. So let's set this all to 2. Require 3. So now we're at 12. Probably be pretty good. It's still too much, but when we upgrade the factory, that'll be a little bit more reasonable of a number. Okay, well, let's make the gears. It's really simple, just some assembly machines. So let's make 4 machines worth of iron gears, and then 1 of steel. And let's see. We could do it down here because it doesn't take up much space. But I'll just do it up here. How's the power now that we upgraded it? Doing great. How's the belt? Oh, it's holding. Maybe 60 or 70% output using all of the wood. I do kind of want to get a pump and just clean this up a bit. And we can get it now. I think I might just research that now. Get it much faster. So it'll unlock the standard storage tank, which is larger, and the ability to barrel the thick liquids, canister like the thin ones, or like I guess acids and solutions and whatever. And we can take that a step further by doing bottled gas, but we don't need to worry about that right now. Barreling pump to put stuff in there. Basically, we're in it for the pump right here. And that way we'll be able to get rid of this tank here, because it's going to be in the way. Okay. Of course, it unlocks all of those recipes, which we don't really need. We're just in it for the pump. Okay, put the pump there. Hook it right up against the tank for the best performance. And bam, empty. And then by picking up the pipes one at a time, like this, we should be pushing it along the system rather than letting them disappear. We're getting close to filling up. We're going to need to start using it soon. Which shouldn't be a problem once this catches up. Looks like we're not that far away from that happening. Well, since we're here, let's unlock the next one, which is even faster. So now we should be able to pick up buildings very quickly. Oh yes. Barely even counts anymore. It's pretty much instant. If only the crafting queue was instant. Oh, I'm sure there's a mod for that. And then steel next. Okay. That's just going to take forever to fill up because we're using all of our iron output one way or another. We do need to expand that. Whether we do that soon or not so soon is debatable because we're just doing a lot of research right now. So it's actually quite alright to be using all of our resources for something because we're researching. So it just means we're using it. It doesn't always have to be full solid belts of plates and whatnot. Just if it's slowing you down is when you care. If it's not slowing you down, then don't worry about it. And right now it doesn't seem to be slowing us down. Okay, so we need to make 2 machines for engines and then 2 machines for motors. Hey, look at that. It's finally balanced out. Both sides are empty, but both outputs are full. Or at least as full as they can be. Oh, look at that. completely backed up on stone byproducts. Let's see if there's a reason for that. Or is it just maxed out? It seems to be operating alright. But do we need the second belt anyway? Back here, we kinda do. These machines are waiting. Okay. Steel axe is done. Let's just finish up movement speed since we were working on it previously. Well, lots of random things. Some of which doesn't really take very long to make. Like piercing rounds that uses steel instead of nickel. And it upgrades from the standard firearms magazines, or we can upgrade them from the copper ones. It's that same recipe again, nickel, bronze. Isn't that what we already have? I updated some of the mods and it looks like you couldn't do it anymore. Whoops. How quickly things become out of date. Well, if you want to make them that way, you had to have green science first. Could also make grenades and the rifle, which are all pretty good. So since I'm going to want to make those magazines, let's upgrade the guns. So is the rifle better than the submachine gun? Probably. Well, and the fact that it requires aluminum that we don't have yet. So there's that. So we're going to have to wait on that. However, we do have more options for making magazines. And we'll probably need a circuit network to handle it properly. Actually, this inserter capacity bonus should be rather nice. And I believe Hellmod will automatically update. So let's just try to keep in mind that this is 6.3. And let's see what it is when this finishes. See if Hellmod updates. This is going mostly at full speed, but it might help if this was the next tier of splitter. It seems like it's holding up a little bit. And honestly, we could do something even better than this craziness if we had a silo. So let's try to do that. Alright, so this was 6.3. Well, now it's 3.2 because our inserters now pick up +1. So it keeps up to date with all of that. So now we're not inserter limited like we used to be. I could pick up all these inserters and redo everything, but I'll just leave them down. Okay. So let's build a silo somewhere. It kind of needs to be out here a little bit. Okay, let's just put it there. We're going to need lots of loaders. Look how much faster that is. Okay. So at first, everything will go in the silo. And silos and loaders are kind of a convenient way of doing very complex balancing setups without them being very complex. Balancing and sorting. So we're going to put these two guys here. They're going to be set up for crushed stone only. We're going to get rid of this. Crushed stone only goes through there. And we can send it the long way around. And back up. So this way it gives priority, so the stone makers will always have access to crushed stone, before it gets to go down to be reprocessed into phosphorus. Okay, now we need 2 more loaders. This guy will be set up for slag. Then the returning crushed stone can go back into the silo to be sent out appropriately. So this has the advantage of the silo acting as a big buffer in case everything clogs, but it otherwise sorts everything. I don't want to research too much stuff and get ahead of myself, because it seems like it's all happening pretty quickly. So maybe in the meantime, just do the really easy stuff that takes a long time. Oh man, it's getting very long very quickly. And we've already consumed 10% of the sapphirite, which is kind of interesting how quickly it all disappears. So we don't want to go too nuts. Alright, before I got distracted, we were doing engines and motors. Although, hold up. One more thing we can do is automation. That'll just make life faster. But I'll build these last 2 setups with the old assembling machines. Yeah, I might just have to do something a little bit like this. Sometimes the belts don't line up perfectly and you have to do something like this. Alright, assembly machine 2. It uses a little more electricity, but it produces less pollution, and it's 50% faster. And it's easy enough to produce with existing technologies. I'm just going to build those now and plop them on the toolbar here. I'll still make them the same number of machines as before, because we're going to basically update our entire factory with these things. So plates in gears again, just like this. We've already pulled them off the bus, so I kind of want to just swing it around over here to make it easier, but I won't. That's the lazy way. I'll just send it in through here. It's kind of real busy right here. Okay, the balance is a little off because these are now faster than the electronics assembling machines, but I figured that ratio out before we upgraded these, so I shall ignore them for now. Hey, look at that. Now that it's running faster, not necessarily full blast, but faster, we're actually getting almost a full half belt of phosphorus. Well, it's good to know that that works at full speed. It's because this is caught up. Now it's not producing. It's not sapping any stone away. It's all going towards phosphorus. Which, if that's the case, then it probably means we are using up all of our sulfur as well. I haven't checked up in a while. How are we doing on those gardens? Do we have a small forest now? Nope, we have one. Well, that's one more than I had a couple seconds ago. So, success. And that's the end of this episode. On the next one, we're going to work on producing various types of belts using our new bus. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.